Welcome along, fellow drifters, to another video. In today's video, this is going to be the last part of the navigation series. We're going to have a look at the shop, the dealership, and all the other menu details. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, opening up the shop, in the top left corner, you can see the L gas tanks, the small gas tanks, S gas tanks, which are smalls, L's are larges, and you can also see the nitrous tanks as well, like what I've got. So I've got 0 L's, 182 S's, and 999 nitrous tanks. In the top right, where this button is getting smaller, this is the area we can purchase gold, and you can also see how much gold you've got. So on the screen here, this is set to my local currency because I was able to use the trick on iOS where I had an Australian account, switched the region over to Japan, while I had no subscriptions or money left over my account, download the game and then switch it back, and it allows me to purchase the currency in my local, purchase gold in my local currency. So there's 6 sets here. You've gold set A, B, C, D, E, and F. I do find it odd that gold set A is in English, while the rest is in Japanese, but anyway, moving on. So with each gold bundle, there's you get more and more worth for the amount of money you spend. Now, I will caution this: if you're looking to spend gold in Drift Spirits, just be careful with how much you spend. If you're looking to get lots of gold, get the bigger bundles first if you can. Other than that, please be mindful of your spending and mindful of your habits, because the gacha elements in this game can be quite addicting, and yeah, just be financially responsible. Now, there is this blue button here, but this is all just legality stuff in Japanese. If you want to, you can have a read through this, translate it if you wish, have a read through like what all the legal guidelines and that are set out there, which are mainly related to laws in Japan, because the game is Japan only. It's designed around the Japanese law. So yeah, going back, you can see the top portion here, 760. That is how much paid gold I have, and at the bottom, the 4,850, that is the leftover gold, the free gold. That's what I've got on my account at the moment. Now, there are various different bundles that you can get from the shop. There are some bundles that will show up in the shop for a limited time. They will have different items such as tickets, avatars. We've also got L gas tanks here, you've got nitrous tanks, you've got enhancement kits here. This bundle here comes with a free spirits ticket if you buy it. This bundle here comes with a free 6-star seal that you can use in the exchange center. And then scrolling along here, these bundles will give you the enlightenments and the souls for enhancing your companions. Sorry, I forgot them for a moment there. But yeah, so the enlightenments and the souls, you can get those from the shop as well. Now, the yellow is indicating that it's paid gold only. If you do not have paid gold, you cannot get these bundles at all. And then at the end here, we've got parts installation tickets, and we've also got the car box expanding unit. So with the garage, there is the car box feature. If you want to buy more space, all you have to do is just buy some from here. So you buy however many you want, and then your car box storage will be increased. Now, you can only buy 20 units of a single item at a time. If an item is limited, so like I'll only be able to buy 10 of these parts installation tickets, yeah, you'll only be able to buy that amount. So like for example, okay, well, see, if you don't have enough gold, Haruka will be like, hey, you don't have enough gold, do you want to buy some? And like it will redirect you to the shop. Yeah, so like if there's 5 there, you've got enough gold to buy all 5. Once you buy the 5, it disappears and then will come back after a while. Looking at these here, so this one is once every week. This is once a week as well, once a week, and so is this once a week. So realistically, if you want to know when something's going to come back, just use some Google Translate and it'll show you up. It'll show on the bottom part there how long it's going to take until that comes back. There are some offers that are once you purchase them, they disappear because they're one-time offers, and there are other offers that you can buy endlessly but will disappear after a certain amount of time. So just keep that in mind. And this blue button here, yet again, is just info about legalities of purchasing gold and so forth and so on. Now that we have the shop out of the way, this is a pretty quick section, we'll move on to the dealership. Now, the dealership has 4 different sections. You have the gold section, which shows you every single gold order that is in play. You have event tickets, which show you the different event orders, like orders that are on for a limited time, that require event tickets. And there's also regular tickets, which require specific tickets in order to use them. So like for example, there's the Nissan R390 GT197 chance order, which even though you can only acquire it from an event, which realistically should be in the events tickets section, it's classified as a regular ticket order that just appears for a limited time. And also you got the Spirits orders, where you can use Spirits tickets, Spirits EX tickets, Spirits 30%. Then your auxiliaries for these two. Then you've got car tickets, parts confirmed tickets, and companion confirmed tickets. So these are the separate orders: parts confirmed order, companion confirmed order, and this is car confirmed order. So these are all your different orders you can use your different tickets for. And the last section is car points order, which when an event is not running, a special car point order will show up next to it, where you can spend lots and lots of car points to get various parts. They're not really great, but they're good for starting out, getting what we call fodder for enhancements, and even companions, and even getting cars so you can trade them in for tokens or coins. However you swing. Now with each order, so like Spirits order for example, there is a rarity screen that you can have a look at, which shows you all the drop rates of every single rarity and item. So you can see here you only these are the rates that you get from one exchange. So you can see the total percentage of a 7-star card or anything 7-star is 1.008%, and then every item is split into individual rarities. Scrolling down, you got 4% for 6-star individual rarities, and then you can go to 5-star, which is 94.996%. How the system works in the dealership is the game will first select a rarity item, and then select what rarity you're getting, and then whichever rarity you're getting, it will then select a specific item from that rarity group. So keep that in mind. Even though the drop rates are all equal, some drop rates are higher or lower. That's how the system is determined to work. Because for an example, and from deduction, so let's go with and a little note here: if there are separate order types in a single order, so like you got your regular gold spirits, which is 1 item. You got the 11 free gold spirits, which is 11 items, and then you got the step system, which is paid gold. It'll show you all the rarities for the different sections, and so on. These are my words, apologize. Now, let's have a look at this. So, step 4, there is a featured car, 4%. Now, you might be looking at this and thinking, 4% compared to everything else where it's 0.006%, there is a car that's 7.6%. Now, have a look here, all these percentages are very low. You're thinking, surely it'd be really rare to get one of these items compared to any other items. Not particularly, no. Even though with all these low percentages, you still need to take into account the rarity system. So for a 3-star item, 8.89%. For a 4-star item, if you can get it, you got 0.984%. And for a 5-star item, if we can get to it, 60.602%. And 6-star, 23.990%. 7-star 5.102. Because there are times where you might be thinking, why am I never getting any 4-star companions? Or even though like there's lots of them, even though the drop rates are all low, surely it's easy to get one. No, it's not. Because you got to look at what the overall rarity chance is. If one rarity group is higher, like higher in chance, you're more likely to get an item from that list. Now, of course, this is speculation. I could be wrong, and the game is literally just pulling, like just picking whatever item, regardless of what rarity. It's just the rarity is showing you how, like, what the percentages are of you getting an item of a specific rarity. I could be wrong. It's been purely speculated on my part, but until we know, sure, take into mind what the drop rates for each rarity is, and have a think about whether you actually want to spend gold or spend tickets on certain orders or not. Actually, no, scratch that. Just gold. Tickets, you always want to spend tickets. Tickets you can get, like, literally anything. It's free when you have a ticket. No wastage whatsoever. No risk. So you go wild with tickets, and score whatever you can. Now there is another blue button down here, which again is more the legal stuff. So if you want to read through that, you can. If not, completely up to you. And yes, this gold order here has what's called a step system. So you go through each step of the order, and then once you've done an order, once you've done step 4 of the order, it resets back to step 1, and then you just keep cycling through and through. Now there are some orders where item rolls are limited, like once you use a certain amount of rolls or like pulls, the order disappears completely, so you always have to check for that. Otherwise, they are generally available all the time or until they expire. Like this one's got an expiry date here of the 25th of June, and this regular gold order has no expiry date whatsoever. These little 1 item buttons here, which cost 100 pay gold, those reset daily, so you can use that once a day. Gets you 1 item from this order, but yeah, it does cost 100 gold. So it's the 100 pay gold. It's not typically the best to roll, but if you're feeling lucky, you can give it a shot. Alright, and now with that all done out of the way, it's time to get into the menu details. So if we open up this, we've got separate menu buttons here. So we've got Notice, we have Presents, Profile, Picture Book, Owned Items, Exchange Center, Options and Settings, Help, then you've got like Inquiry or Customer Support, you could call it, Others, and Account Deletion. So these are all the different options you can go through in the game. We'll go through all of these one by one. First, let's have a look at Notices. So here we have the notices. So on the screen, you'll see that there's 3 different tabs of notices. You've got the All section, you have the Event Information section here, and you also have the Management and Failures Information section. So this section is whenever there's any issues with the game itself. This section here is for any and all information about events. So you can scroll through here, you can keep this button at the bottom to keep going as far as you can. And then this is everything information. So this also includes anything that doesn't fit the events or bugs section. So you can like keep hitting this button, scroll all the way down until you get to 3 months behind. Anything past 3 months will not show up anymore. So keep in mind, if you want to try and catalog any information or have a look through some old information, you need to check before they disappear in 3 months' time. But yeah, that's all the event info. I mean, that's all the news info. So you can like open up an article. You can press that to go to the top of the battle screen. This goes back. This can go to deal. So whenever you're looking through a news item, you can use those orange buttons to go to the relevant section, so that will take you to the dealer. Going through here, this takes you to the dealer as well. Going to event schedule, this takes you to the dealer yet again. if you have a look at Battle Royale, this will take you to the battle screen. So you can use that button as a quick way to get around. If you're looking to go from the news straight to the action. Alright, and next we have presents. So presents is where you can view all of your items that you've accumulated of extra stuff that you've got that just won't fit in your regular storage. So you've got cars, there's parts, companions, items. Oh, I've got some gas tanks, I'll claim those. Which, as you saw me do, if you tap on an item and you've got room for it, it'll be claimed and added to your inventory. Enhancements, so like enhancement kits, the enhancement books for companions, coins. Hey, I've got a bunch of coins here. So I can look through these items here. If I want to claim them individually, I can just tap. I can actually tap on them and it'll claim it. If I want to claim them all, I can tap this button here and all of them will be claimed in an instant. And then I've also got nitrous kits, which I can have a look through. I can try and claim one, but since I don't have room for it, it stays here. Now the good thing about your presents is that anything you have will stay in your presents forever until you claim it. So, and your present storage is infinite. You can have as many items as you want in here. You will never run out of room. So it's kind of like an extra storage that just never expires. You can also hit this refresh button, so if you think you're waiting for items to come through, you can just keep refreshing and the items come through. This button here just gives you more info about the presents, how it really functions. You can have a look through that and translate through Google Translate if you want to have a read more on that. And this is your receipt history, so you can have a look through and see all the different items that you received. You will only see a total of 1,000 items once you've claimed more than 1,000 items. The ones in the very last, so the ones on page 100, once I start claiming items, they will disappear from my receipt history. So we can keep going through this, all the way through there. So these enhancement kits, once I start claiming more items, once I start claiming more items from anything, from the dealership, from events, from races and so on, these items will no longer be listed and I will no longer have this history. So if you do like to, keep track of things, just keep that in mind. And again, you've got different categories to have a look through all the different items as well. And now with presents done, let's go to our profile. So on our profile, we can see multiple things. With your own profile, you'll see your level, your username, your tagline, your profile picture, and only you can see your player ID. Keep that in mind. And a lot of this information here is what only you can see. So like if I go to here, go on this person's profile, I can only see what rank they are in real-time battle, what their battle record is, how many friends they've got, and when they were last online. So if I go back to my profile, see, I can see a lot more. I can see how much parts I've got in my parts storage, how many cars I've got in my garage, how many friends I have. I can see how many car box, like how much I've got filled in my car box. So I've got 574 slots filled in the car box. I've got a total space of 760, and also the companion slot as well. So like how many companions I can have in total, and like looking here, my companion storage is full. You can also see what team you're on, and on the left you can have a look and see what your current car is. And if you tap on this tab here, you can also see the progress of your picture book. So the picture book, you can get different emblems. You can get bronze, silver, or gold, or you just have blanks if you haven't reached far enough progress. So you can see here like how many cars you own from the that are in the picture book, how many cars you've hit affinity level max for, and how many picture book bonuses you've completed as well. And so on the right here, we've got our different options. If we hit the top button here, which is the avatar settings, you can have a scroll through all the different avatars you've got, pick an avatar you want, and if you want to apply it, you go yes, or you can go no, and unapply it there. And there's also a Facebook login as well, so if you want to add your Facebook profile, you can just tap on the Facebook logo, prompts will come up to get you logged in, and you confirm it all, and then it'll show up your Facebook profile picture, and ask you whether you want to apply that or not. And so there's different filtering options here, so you can filter it by sets, or you can filter it by the date you acquired it. You can use up and down features, and then there's also different categories in the top left here. You can go all, event, ranking, story 1, story 2, collab, and others. So you can sort it into different categories as well and have a look through what you want to see there. This is the tagline. So if you want to add a custom tag, like a little custom message to display on your profile, so like whenever someone looks at your profile, they will see this. You can just go into here and just type in whatever you want, save, and then it updates your profile tagline like so. Delete that and do it. Now keep in mind it is 28 characters. With Japanese characters you can fit a lot more into a single message. With English it's a bit harder, but if you want to use that you can. And now we're going to go into this here, which is your gold history. So this is a history of all the gold you've spent. So this is your purchase history. So history of all the gold you've spent and all the gold you received. So you can see here like all this free gold, like I've received 100 from an event exchange, 100 from an event exchange, 1,000 from event exchange, and so many other things as well. So that challenges, rank real-time battle, and so on. This is just the history of all the gold I've accumulated. And also shows in red if you've spent any gold as well. So like, I spent 3,000 gold here on a gold order, so my gold dropped. Oh, it's frozen. Let's go back, sorry. There we go. Sometimes the game bugs out and freezes, but yeah, you can scroll through here and just look at look at the different history that you've got here. And so at the bottom, it shows you like what your free gold is. On the left, it shows you what your free gold is. In the middle, it shows you what your paid gold is, and then on the right, it shows you the total amount of gold you've got overall. Keep in mind, the game will always try to use any free gold you've got first if you're just using regular gold orders, and then once it's used all of the free gold, it will then start dipping into your paid gold. Keep that in mind. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. And next we have the message board, which has got a 1 on here. Look, from my other profile, I sent myself a message. So there's different things you can do here. You can tap this blue button here to reply to someone. So tap the message here, and that sends a message back to, or that puts a message on the other person's message board. If I want to delete the message, I can by clicking this orange button here and going yes. That message is no longer there. And if I think I've got new messages coming through, I can hit the reload button, which will reload messages. And then if I want to switch to my recent activity, I believe as it is called, you'll be able to switch to that screen as well. And then you can switch back to message board and so on. You can just switch between both. So yes, as said underneath, as we switched underneath the message board, you have the exchange history. So like you can see, so you can look through here, see if someone's sent you support. You can also see if someone sent you a challenge, if anyone has received or like sent a challenge back to you after you sent them one, if anyone's beaten your battle challenge, like versus race challenge, and so on. So there's all different bits of history you can look through, and you can keep scrolling through until the list cuts off. So you can have a look through here, scroll through, and if you think you got more history coming through, just hit the reload button, and it'll relay that there. And lastly, on the bottom, which is unique to iOS, you have an achievement list. I don't believe this comes up on Android, but if it does, please do correct me. If you click on this, you can see all your Game Center achievements, and you can scroll through. It just takes you to a separate screen. Just don't want to press it to avoid messing up the recording. Now, with that out of the way, let's go into the picture book. The picture book has every single car in the game here for you to have a look through at your own pleasure. So you can scroll through every single car, all 998 of them as of the making of this video, and have a look through a few different stats of the car. So like I can go to this one here, and I can increase the rarity and look at the stats. So these buttons, whoops. So these buttons here increase and decrease the rarity of the car. If I tap on the car itself, I can have a look at the car from a better angle, like just gets rid of the extra UI and lets you zoom in up close to the cars. And you can have a look at the bottom, the stats of the cars, and if you've acquired a car at all, underneath the car's power, it'll show you when you first acquired that car. And I'll also show you what your highest rarity, what's the highest rarity of the car you've had in your garage. Then if you want to switch between cars, you can go left and right. Hit these buttons here. See, for this car here, it shows me I acquired this on the 24th of May 2023, and the highest rarity I have in the garage is 7-star, and the highest affinity level that I've got of a car, like of this car, is level 1. And then if I want to have a look at the card of the car, so the card that shows up in the garage, and so on various other screens, you can see that here. And then if I want to have a look at the different options that the car has available, I can tap on this tab here. It'll show me, I can't change the car's body kit, I can't change the rear wings, I can't change the colors, I can't change the stickers, but I can change the wheels, and I can change the car's ride height settings and the wheel camber and offset settings. That's what that is stating there. And so having a look through here, there's different options you can press. You can use this to filter out the cars based on the car's power, speed, acceleration, handling, nitrous, and gas consumption. You can also use this to show any new cars that have shown up. Any cars that I've just recently acquired, or any new cars that have shown up in the game. If I have a whole bunch of cars here and I don't want to go through them one by one, I can press this button here and it just clears out all the new cars and takes me back to the screen here. Now, if you press this button here, it switches between sorting by base rarity to sorting by the max rarity on every car. So if we tap this button here, so you see all these cars are all at 3-star. Everything is sorted by a regular list, like a certain list that Mando Navigator has put in. And if I hit this button here, now every single car gets upgraded to the highest rarity possible, and then the stats and their positions are adjusted accordingly. As that button does there. You can use this button here, just like the garage, to sort out the different cars into different groups. So you can have a look through at different groups of cars, and you can try and make comparisons and so on. The buttons work the same as the garage, so if you haven't watched the garage video, watch that. Gives you a bit of a better insight as to how the screen works. And then this button here will change the list of cars you can look at. So you can either look at all cars, cars you haven't battled, cars you have battled but you don't own, cars that you do own, cars that you've hit affinity level max with, and cars that you can currently acquire at the moment, from whether it be exchange, whether it be from the dealership, and so on. You can get them that way. like you can see all the different locations where you can get the car. And then you can go back to the all screen, which shows every single car. Now this button on the side here is the picture book bonuses. So I've already completed the bonuses, so I cannot show you what bonus challenges there are, but there's different challenges based on like how many cars you've gotten, how many cars you've gotten to level rarity max, how many rarities of cars you own, and so on. So you can use these challenges to get extra car box storages, increase your gas storage, and even get extra gold as well. So on the top left, you've got the what's in progress at the moment, and then if there's anything ready to claim, you go to the achieved ones and you can claim your prizes through here. And once you've claimed them, you cannot see them ever again. So like looking through the info button here, looking through this screen, you can see, like, for example, you've got getting cars, like getting 35 cars in total, getting a certain number of cars to affinity level 30, affinity level 50, and affinity level 100, and then it just proceeds on like so in that list there. Alright, and now we move on to items you own. So having a look through here, you can see every single item that you own, even all your currency as well. So you can just scroll through here, have a look at all the different items, and how much you own of that item. Companion storage increases also count. Gas increases get stored here as well. Car box units get stored here as well, and so on and so on. So like even if it's not an item you can use, anything that's currently actively modifying your storage and so forth gets counted here as well, so you can have a look through those there. And now let's move on to the exchange center. This is the exchange center. So this is where you can have a look at all the different exchanges. We can get various items by exchanging certain currencies. So like mainly with all of these exchanges here, you use special seals to get items or cars. For events you use points, and for the very top one, the coin exchange, you use coins. At the top of the screen you can hit the exchange history button or the receipt history button here. That shows you yet again all the items that you received from the exchanges. So you can have a look through and see what you exchanged for what items. This is separate to your receipt history for the presents. The receipt history and presents shows everything from event rare drops to stuff you've claimed in the present, stuff you've gotten from orders, and so on. Exchange receipt history shows you exactly everything you've received from the exchange menus themselves. Gives you a very detailed history of everything you've claimed and so on, so you can have a look through cars, parts, enhancements, and items. So you can have a look through here. Just be reminded that it only goes up to a total of 1,000 items, because there's 10 items on every page. Once it's gone beyond 1,000 items, you cannot see that remaining history anymore, the last bits of the history. So we can have a look. So let's go into the coin exchange, for example. So you can have a look through here. There's different items here. Now there are some items that you can only get once. Once you've gotten those items, so like so Gold King Hiroshi. Once you claim this, he disappears forever in this exchange list, and you cannot acquire it ever again. Same goes with the Fair Lady Z S30 version 735 Gold Edition. Once you claim all three of those, you can never get them again. These three, however, these refresh daily. So I can get 5 of these a day, 3 of these a day, and 10 of these a day. So that's what that means. So there's different tabs. There's the coin tab. There's the seals. tab, which these last indefinitely, do not ever expire. And this is the events tab, so your event exchanges goes in this section here, and you can have a look through different items. Now, if you want to see items that you've already claimed, you can untick this box here, and you can see items that I've already claimed here. See, these two, I cannot ever get these again, the gold garage backgrounds and the golden afro Hiroshi. I cannot get these back ever again. If I accidentally get rid of the golden afro Hiroshi, this will not come back. I will lose access to it permanently. I can never get it again. So just keep that in mind for these specific exchanges. The event ones, not so much. Companions and cars can be made available later on down the road, and so can various garage blueprints or background. Garage background blueprints. They can come back, but it's not always guaranteed. So just keep that in mind. With the indefinite exchanges, however, the infinity symbol lets you exchange the item infinitely. So with this here, for example, I will just claim one. Actually, let's do something different. Let's see. Can I claim? Nope. Alright. We will use the expedition seals. Now this exchange here. So I will claim. Let's go. We just use 1,000 for one of this. I exchange 1,000 seals. Got myself an item. And look, it does not disappear. So you can always get this item over and over and over. You can use this to just keep racking up enlightenments and souls. And like this works for anything else that is infinite in quantity. You can just keep stockpiling this over and over and over. And once you run out, then you try and get more seals, more points, and so on. That's how that works there. Now this special symbol, like for these 3 items here, and the enhancement kits as well, in the expedition seals, that is a weekly counter. So once you've exchanged all 3 of these, or 10 of these, or 30 of these, and same with these 3, once you've exchanged them all, you will not see that item again for the rest of the week. And then once the new week comes around, you will see that there. Sorry, I just had to double check to make sure I was recording. So we can go back to the coin exchange. We can go back. This will take us back to the exchange center. We can have a look at different exchanges. So we've got parts confirmed seal, car confirmed seal. This is the special offer 6-star car seal. So if you spend paid gold, so it's a selectable 6-star car seals. So if you paid gold for that special offer in the shop, which will give you one of these for free, you can pick any one of these cars free. So these are more specialized cars, more rarer cars that you can't normally get or are harder to get. You can get one of these for free essentially. Going back, and you got the expedition seals, wheel seals. You also got platinum seals, and then you got the events. Now it will show up basic thumbnails of items you can get, and we'll say EDC, like, you know, etc. Even if you don't have any wheels left, like any items left to claim, it will still show pictures of what you can get. So like I've claimed all these wheels here, and now all I have left is this metal exchange here. Which if I want to, I can exchange 64 of this and get 64 car medals, but I'd strongly advise if you're stockpiling these wheel seals, keep stockpiling it because more rooms will eventually be added to the game for you to get with this. So that is all the details of the exchanges. You can have a look through all of those, go through at your own pleasure. Going back to selectable 6-star seals, if there is a car or companion you have not gotten, you will see this yellow bar with text in it, no ownership history. So the game recognizes that you've never had ownership of this car or companion before. So if you do claim it, you will finally be registered in the picture book, in your profile, that you do own this car. So that's what that means though. And now we have the options and settings. We are almost done here. So we have, this is the meat and bones of the game. We need to change where you can change various settings if you wish. So we got sound settings, data transfer, automatic sales settings. We've also got notification settings, social network services settings, blacklist management, battle display, time attack settings, graphic settings. You've also got automatic selection settings, video ad settings, real-time battle settings, order performance settings, and message board settings. So we'll go through them one by one. Sound settings, just to let you change the my volume's down. Oh, just so I can't, just so it doesn't feedback through the headphones. So I can turn this up, this down, so on, and this just adjusts your volume in real time. There. So you got, so top one is your background music, and the bottom one is your sound effects. Alright, data transfer settings. Now, I'm going to black out my information on the screen. You will not see it. All the boxes will be completely blank. You will not see anything whatsoever. So, looking at the left, you have player name, or player username, player ID, and then you've also got your transfer password listed there. So the transfer password consists of 16 random letters and numbers. This is the password is most important for you when you're going to transfer from device to device. It is always best to try and physically write it down, or even screenshot it. Physically writing it down helps in case, like, if your phone or your tablet gets wiped and you lose access to all your photos, you still got a location, like you still got your password saved somewhere. Excuse me, sorry. Now, there is text on the bottom that's very important to know. So you can only transfer your account every 72 hours. We need to keep that in mind. So, like, if you transfer from one device and then you want to transfer again, the game will not let you transfer multiple times. Yeah, the game will not let you transfer multiple times within a couple of days. You need to wait a full 72 hours before you can transfer once again. Any gold that you have, if you go from iOS to Android or Android to iOS, any gold you have on your account will be gone completely. So if you have any gold and you're looking to transfer to a different device platform, you will need to spend every bit of gold you've got before you transfer over. Because once you transfer over, you will lose any bit of gold you've got in your account. The left button here is the data transfer procedure, so it actually just shows you what you're supposed to, like, you can translate in Japanese if you want. Just describes how you do the data transfer and so on. If you want to, you can Google Translate this if you want. It gives you a much deeper explanation on how to do it, just so you can follow everything correctly. And the button on the right will reissue your transfer password. If you reissue your transfer password and you have the other password written down, you'll be locked out of your account for good if you ever need to use the transfer function. So if you do hit the reissue password button, make sure you write down the new password immediately or save it somewhere. Do not lose it. I almost lost my own account by accidentally doing this. Like, I had an old password issued and I thought it was, like, I thought I had a new password issued, and it turned out to be, in fact, it was an old password. So, like, be careful, because if you have the wrong password, like, it just locks you out completely. Yeah, so yeah, keep that in mind, otherwise you could risk losing your account. Alright, and now we go on to the other settings here. This one is your automatic sales settings. So I'll translate these two options here. So the top one determines whether you want to automatically sell items or not. The game will automatically sell parts from the car points order that are 2-star or lower if you do turn this, like, turn the top option on. If you turn the bottom option on, this will also include ticket orders. So any ticket orders you spend, if the parts are too low, the game will automatically sell them for coins for you. So you can change this. If you want to apply the settings, you can hit the bottom button there to apply the settings, and the settings will be applied. Because if I just go do that, back out, go back in, the setting was not changed. So make sure if you want to apply the setting, hit hit this button on the bottom there. And just a little note on the bottom there, if you've hit the maximum limit of coins, the game will not do automatic sales for you. Keep that in mind. Next up, we have the notification settings. So you can change the settings for like when your gas has been refilled, when you haven't been logged in for quite a while, when you get a notification for room battle, and so on. This is really good. These are really good notifications. I do recommend turning them all on. Translations on the screen for you all, so you know exactly what they are. But if you don't like certain notifications on, you can just switch them off or switch them on, and the change will apply automatically. Social network services settings. Now, this is for Facebook only. If you're logged into an account and you want to log out of it, you just press the log out button, and it will log you out of your Facebook account. This is all that this does. It does not do anything else for you. Next up, we have the blacklist management settings. So there's no one on this screen at the moment because I haven't blacklisted anyone. But if I was to blacklist someone, it'll show up here the users that I've got on the blacklist, which you'll be able to look at their profiles from the screen, or you can remove them from the blacklist if you so wish. So if no one shows up for you here, this menu is not for you. If someone does show up here, you'll see the relevant settings and so on, and you just go from there. Use Google Translate if you're having any problems with navigating that there. Now we go to the battle display settings. So you can change the settings here. So these three settings, so you can change it to whether you want to display miles per hour or kilometers an hour on the tachometers. There's also two avatar settings. The first one, you can decide whether you want to show the in-game avatar, so the ones that Bendo Namco provide in the game for you to readily select. You can either go do not show or show, and the same with the Facebook ones as well. You can go do not show or show. So it's very basic here. Pro tip: if you're wanting to grind lots of races, turning the avatars off speeds things up. I got this tip from someone else while I was grinding events for them. This was quite a while ago, quite several months ago. Yeah, if you turn these settings off, the game performs so much faster. So handy tip if you want to know that for any future grinding endeavors. Keep that in mind. Next button, we have the time attack settings. Now, these are two very important settings. The bottom one, we'll talk about the bottom one first. The bottom option is an option so you can switch on or off as to show whether you will see the best, like the nitro spots of your best time or not. Like if the line indicators on the track are too distracting for you, you can turn them off. Or if you want to see where your best time use NOS, you can turn that on. It's like sort of help gauge an idea as to like whether you need to change your spots, or whether you need to do like use nitrous a little bit earlier, a little bit later, or whether you just need to keep using on the same spot. That's just like it's a guide marker display option for you there. If you turn that off, you can't see the lines. If you turn it on, you can. And then the top option here is the option for enabling an affinity gain or not, like or disabling that. Now this is important for any class, like any power limited class. So say like the time attack class where you can only go 600 power or lower. Turn this off if you do not want your car to accidentally exceed that power level, because once that car gets kicked out of that power level, you can't use that car in that class and you'll be kicked up to the next class. So if you turn this off, this prevents your car from gaining any affinity whatsoever. I will say be careful of the video ad bonuses. Sometimes the video ad bonuses can give you affinity. Careful of that. But yeah, any bonuses from companions and just affinity gain in general will be switched off. So keep that in mind, because it has happened before where like people have had it turned on, and then slowly affinity gain has been slowly increasing, and then as soon as it goes up a level, the power exceeds by 1, and then they're kicked out of that class, and it's like it ruins the entire glassroom. So yeah, just keep this in mind during time attacks. If you want to gain affinity, if you want to gain the affinity, turn it on. If you don't, turn it off. Next up, we have the graphics settings here. So this menu will only show up if this bottom right option here is turned on. So like this is like confirmation before every race. This has been demonstrated before in the battle screen. These top 3 buttons here, the left is your lowest graphics, the middle button is your medium graphics, the right button is your highest graphics. On the top left, these are my words. Going to these 4 separate options here, we have the headlight reflections, the glares, if you want to turn them on or off, the light trails behind your car, turn them off or on, and the car special effects, you can turn them off or on. So it correlates to those different settings there. I do believe I have explained it in the race settings before, but that's what they do. Keep that in mind. You can turn them off if your device is having trouble with playing the game, like if it's chugging or lagging, you can switch these off, or like switch the graphics lower. If you want to see if you don't want to see specific details, you can always just switch these off. Or if you want to see full detail, recommend turning them all on except for this one. And now we have the automatic selection settings. So in the parts and the companion sections, when you're enhancing parts and companions, before you can use the automatic selections, you have to turn the settings on from your options and settings. So normally the game will have them switched to off. If you want to do the bulk option, so for parts, if you want to bulk select parts, turn this on. For companions, you do the same, turn it on as well. Now, the bottom option is very important. The bottom options dictate whether the game picks everything that's available, like to be selected. Like if there's absolutely everything available, picks them all. If you turn these 2 options on, the game will not pick anything that is higher, like that is equal to or higher than the part or companion you've got selected. So for parts, it will never pick a grade that is higher or equal to the part you've selected. For companions, it will never pick a companion that is the same rarity or higher. Higher rarity, sorry. So that's what that's there for. That's just serve as like a limiter. So like if you don't want to put really powerful parts into like if you had, for example, if this was off, you had like a grade 5 engine you want to upgrade, and you had a grade 19 engine that's like ready to be put into a bigger grade engine. If you have this off and the grade 19 engine is not favorited, if you use the bulk option, it will grab the grade 19 engine and slap it in as materials for enhancement. So keep this on if you don't want to waste resources and you want to manage resources more efficiently, more effectively. Alright, now we move on to the video ad settings. Now for this here, this is asking you if you want to see the battle screen video ads. Now, if you turn this off, you will never see those random ad chances pop up during races. If you turn it on, you will. At the bottom here, it does the game does list things that the ads will use to tailor personal ads for you. So like it will find your it will give you an advertising ID. Like it will use an advertising ID, find your IP address, your MAC address, your communication carrier, your device's iOS settings, what model, how you've interacted with advertisements, and so on. So it is privacy invasive if you're not very comfortable with that. For those who are very privacy focused, I do recommend turning this off. If you do want the battle screen video advertisements, as they are good, they give you more bonuses in that. and like you're okay with seeing the ads, especially ads that are quite personal, like targeted specifically to you, you can turn this on. Look, it's whatever you do is completely your choice. I am giving you a disclaimer there, like it does go quite into a bit of your personal information there, so just keep an eye on that. All right, just be warned. That's what that does. And now we have a real-time battle settings. Now, so in real-time battle, you can get invites from anyone, like for room battles. If you don't want to do that, like so the top says show invites from non-friends and non-team members. You can switch that off, and then anyone that's not on your friends list or on your team cannot invite you to a room. If you want anyone to invite you though, you press this button on the right here. That'll turn that on. Now, there are two different options of communication in real-time battles. There's the horn, and there's light flashing. Now, personally, I find them quite annoying, because some people, what they do, they spam their lights, constantly try and trip you up when you're at the starting point of the game. Some people just use like some kind of communication. So look, you can turn it on, or turn it off. This only changes what what you can do and what you can see. So if you have both of them on, you can hear anyone using the horn, and you can see anyone flashing the lights. If you turn the horn off, you can't see if anyone's beeping their horn. Like, you can't hear it, and you can't beep your own horn either. If you turn the lights off, you can't see anyone flashing the lights, and you can't flash your lights either. So like you can have these off, and anyone that's got these on, they can spam the horn and the lights all they want. Only they will hear and see it, but you won't if you have these off. So keep that in mind. If you'd rather not be distracted while racing, I do recommend turning these off. Alright, 2 more to go. We have auto performance settings. Now, with the dealership, there are special animations that show up. So it's sort of like, it helps build hype, build excitement, you know. See like what kind of truck is coming through, to see what kind of car or part or item you're getting, and like what rate as well. If you don't want to see that, you turn this off, and the game will just skip through all of that and just take you directly to the results screen. If you want to see the animations though, you can turn it on, and you can watch the trucks go by as you're guessing to see what kind of part, or what kind of car, what kind of item you're getting, and what kind of rarity and so forth. Honestly, it's fun. It's fun little excitement. And lastly, we have the message board settings. Now, these two settings here regulate what kind, like who can post messages to your message wall, and stickers as well. So there's 2 different settings here. The top one is so you post by anyone. So people that aren't in your friends or team, you can turn it off and stop people from posting, or you can hit the button on the right and turn it on. And the bottom one is for people under level 100. You can turn this off if you don't want anyone under level 100 posting to your message wall, or if you do want them to, you can turn that back on. And that is all the settings there. Now there are 4 more options left. We can quickly go through these because they are quick and easy. This is the help section. This question mark button there. This shows you like all the different help pages. Oop, hang on, let me go back into this because game froze scrolling. You can have a look through and use Google Translate to translate all these help articles that the game has put in. It just helps describe more about the game's functions, various other things as well, any questions you've got and so forth. So you can have a look through all of these and use Google Translate on these. Now this button here is for inquiries. This shows you exactly what your player username is, what your player ID is, what version of the game you're running as well. If you want to copy these items here, you can hit the clip button and it'll copy your player ID to your clipboard. And if you hit this button here, it'll take you to Bandai Namco's website where you can submit an inquiry and you use your player ID for reference. Now, from any other language, if you press the button, it will take you straight to the English website, which you do have to change the URL to be Japanese. Once you get into the Japanese section, you'll be able to submit questions and so forth to Bandai Namco if you wish, and fill out a form. If you're going to fill out a form to Bandai Namco, it is recommended running things to Google Translate, because if you send anything in any other language, they will just ignore, they'll either ignore your inquiry, or they will just respond to you, "Hi, we don't help anyone, we don't help anyone that is outside of Japan because this is a Japanese only game. You can refer to these products on, for your region, blah blah blah." So yeah, so just be careful of that one. But if you do have to submit an inquiry, yeah, make sure it's all in Japanese. The button on this button here, this little text box button, this is just a others menu, so it just shows other things you can have a look at. For instance, you can have a look at the terms of service, privacy policy, privacy options, the credits, restrictions based on legal stuff around the gold, also the purchase limit by age, and you can also hit this button if you want to check your app specific currency balance, which is the purchase history. It is a little weird that they've put that option there, but sometimes you just need extra options, for extra ways to get around. And lastly, we have this button here, which I will not fully tap on because it will redirect me to a website. This is account deletion. If you want to get rid of your account, you don't want it anymore, you want Bandai Namco to completely scrub it from the game, you can click on that button. It will take you to a form. You can fill in that form, and then Bandai Namco, once they confirm your details or whatever, they will delete your account for good, and you cannot get it back. So if you really want to wipe your account, have a think about it first. You can maybe give it to someone. Though Bandai Namco's terms of service do say you're not supposed to give the accounts to other people. Plenty of people do. Anyway, yeah, if you want to delete your account, have a think about it, and then if you do, you press that button, send everything through Google Translate, and then Bandai Namco will delete your account. And that is everything. That is everything in the navigation series. If you made it this far, congratulations! You now have a basic to intermediate understanding of everything the game does. If you want to know more details, you can always come to the Drift's International Discord server, which will be in the description below, or you can grab Google Translate and have a look at everything yourself, because there may be things that I may have missed. And there's also other things you can have a look for yourself and just try and get a better understanding yourself as well, so you can navigate the game more easily and memorize everything so you can play much more efficiently and effectively. So that'll be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.